Hi, boys and girls. I put up this video to walk you through the steps that to participate in International Kids Coding Competition. This is not a coding class. I'm not going to teach any Scratch or coding. This is purely about how you can participate in this International Kids Coding Competition. Okay, before we move on, I'll do a quick self-introduction. My name is Katrina. I'm a software engineer, and I graduated from University of Toronto studying computer engineering. And besides work, I'm also a part-time professor at Seneca College teaching coding. And I'm also an active volunteer at the Canada Learning Code to teach kids coding, and also a volunteer for the high school students to help them understand the engineering field. And I'm also a judge at First Robotic. And back to our main topic, International Kids Coding Competition. And I'm also a judge at IKCC. This is a free competition that designed for kids. And a little bit background that the last competition that I hosted called the World Scratch Coding Competition 2023. They have 1,043 participants and from 63 countries. For example, USA, Canada, Australia, and many more. And here are some of our students that big achievers that they got some really good award, and we also have some students that get the first place. And so back to this competition that they just opened it up, which is called the World Game Coding Competition 2024. And for this competition, I want to walk you through how you can participate. This competition, they require you to program using Scratch 3.0. If you are using MIT Scratch official website, they are already on Scratch 3.0, so that you should be fine on that. And this competition's subject or topic is called planes. Yeah, it's called planes, airplanes. All right. And what they ask you to do is they ask you to write a game. Use Scratch to write a game. Okay, that's the project category. And they also have some details about this game or the project requirements. And your game needs to have a manual. So that means somewhere in your design, your graphic design, your UI user interface, you will be able to have some kind of manual so that they can choose different options. For example, going to level 1, level 2, set up a name, exit the game, or see the result of the game and things like that, right? So you will need to have a menu so that the user can navigate through your game. And your game needs to have at least two levels, level 1 and level 2, and something like, or the easy one and the advanced level, things like that. So when you design that, and you will need to make it with different difficulty levels. And they also ask you to have a final level, which is like your last level, which is the big boss. All right. So you're gonna fight the big boss or do whatever you need to do that's considered as your final level. So overall, 3 levels. All right. And from the judge point of view, there are a few points that are going to evaluate your project or your game. And so the first one is called scenario, right? Scenario is more like, and what about your story design? How good or interesting about your story, and how relevant your story is to the topic, to the subject. And don't forget, this time the subject is planes. And the second one is animation. So for the animation, it's more about the fluent and how you can design your animate your characters or your enemies, your heroes and whatever you want to do, and how good you animate them. Okay, the last one is a script, or you can call it code. So this is really the coding part of your project that they're going to evaluate. Like your game probably works fine, but they're going to look behind the scene to look at your code structures. And you will get those points for each category, and you will get scenarios, and there are different levels that judges will rank your project for. Okay, and move on. This one does have a age restriction. So depends on your age, you will be automatically participate or put into a different age group. Their age group is from age 7 all the way to age 14, right? And in terms of the result and the price, and they have first place, second place, and third place for each age group. So that means age group 7 to 8, there is a first place, and age group 9 to 10, there's also a first place. So you're really competing with the people who are in the same age group as you. They also giving out a certificate for everybody, for all the participants, and they're also going to judge on each individual category, like perspectives, like outstanding scripts, like how good your coding is, your code is, and you can get a specific diploma on the special categories. Right? They're also evaluating the story. Maybe your coding wasn't so good, but you did have a pretty amazing or attractive story back there, and there you also have a very good chance to get a special award for the story, and also the animation, the same thing. All right. So besides first place, second place, and third place. And there are some judging rules, general rules over here that I want everybody to be aware of. And first of all, it has to be a story, or it has to be a project that you created, original story from you. And the complexity and the fluency of your scenario will be a plus. Like it runs from the beginning to the end, just makes sense. And there's like your whole game, level to level, just turns out really fluent. And that's also a good. On the other side, if you're able to make different obstacles for your game, and different background, or different kind of animation, that's also a plus on top of it, right? And your project must reflect the topic. This is something that we talked about before. And a good integration of the challenge in your story will be a plus. So this one is more talk about the integration. So it's like your level 1, level 2, your story is about the playing, and then you have a final level about the boss fighting. And all those things are integrated nicely there, and that's definitely a plus. It's definitely a plus, all right? Okay, and a few things that we don't want to do. And first of all is the project doesn't include a competition topic. This is again, we talk about it, so I really emphasize on it. I know sometimes we get excited and we just put in whatever we want to do, but make sure your competition project and it's relevant, all right, or includes the competition topic, right? And the this one was from before. This one was from before, but this one is they have a deadline. Okay, all the competition has a deadline. They will give you a deadline. So you have to be careful. You're not going to modify your project after the deadline. Okay, so because you submitted, and then the judges will start looking at it, there's gonna be a like a half a month, and the judges will evaluate your project. And but if during that time you touch your project, you modify your project, it will consider your project as invalid. So be really careful on that. And I suggest you guys, after you submit your project, just forget about it. Don't touch it. Don't even open it. Is a fraud or obviously created by an adult. So we're trying to avoid that. It should be just you, right? It should be just you created, design a story, right? Not from your parents, not from your teacher, not from any other adult. And also, we don't want your project to be a remix of someone else's project. Okay. And also the project um, that you use cannot be the one that you used in other competitions. This most likely won't be the case for you guys, but I know some of you have already participated in IKCC before, so you might have a project there from before, even though that project is created by you, but you have already used it in the previous competition, and you cannot use it again in this competition. Right? And the competitor declare a false age, a false country and city yearly. Is not a concern for our students. All right. And the inappropriate, disrespectful, and illegal content of the project, and it's usually not a concern as well for our students, but just be aware of that. Those are not allowed. And the project cannot be done in a team. This is individual competition, so you cannot do it as a team. For the code, I want to mention one thing that when they evaluate your code, they're looking for simple code. They're looking for clear code. So you have a pretty good design, code structure design, a flow design. All right. They don't want to see code all over the place, a little bit here, a little bit there, and doesn't really have much sense. One suggestion is putting lots of comments in your code, in your Scratch, all right? Put lots of comment to show the judge what are you trying to do, what is this code block does, what it's doing, and what's the output, or what you're trying to do, what you're trying to evaluate. All right, so add as many comments as possible, and also add instructions and notes and credits. All right. Don't leave it empty. I know a lot of time when we are in our class or you just do it for fun, you don't really need to write any instructions or any notes or credit, but this is for competition. They evaluate your project from all different perspectives. Okay, and how clear you're writing your instruction is also part of it. And they wanted to see that you give out instruction on how to play your game, or how to use your game, how to use your project, how to play your game. Okay, and the notes and credit, it can be something that about your story. So you inspired by something so that you designed this game. And now we're going to move on to the instruction, or for the steps, how you can register a IKCC account. So you will need a IKCC account before you participate to this competition. Okay, so first of all, you go to this website, this URL over here. Okay, you can pause the video and go to this link. And once you go to this link, you will see a page like this. And you just need to fill in all the informations that they ask you for, and make sure that you put the date of birth. That's the place that it determines which age group you belong to. Okay, so you don't select the age group, and after you fill in this place, and the website will select the age group for you. Okay, so over here, just need to put in your date of birth, and make sure you have your email address. And this one is just an example. You should put your own picture, a headshot, a headshot. All right, and then your address, and create a password. Create a password, and your competitor school, and if you did study coding at IKIS Education, I will be really appreciate that if you can put IKIS Education. Otherwise, feel free to put your home school over here. Okay, and click I agree, security code, and then just click on create account. It will create an account for you. Okay. All right. So register to the competition, and this for this competition, this is also from before. It was in the summer competition. And this one is called a game competition. This competition opens up at January 1st. 2024. So it's already opened, or I should say just opened, and you can go there and register the competition. And after you create your account, you can go here, www.ikcc.info, and then enter your registered email address and your password and log in, and you will get to your own account. Once you get to your own account, and this is also from before, as you can see, 2021, but the interface looks the same. So once you get there, and then once you log in, it will show you that your name, by the way, should be your kid's name, and should be you guys' name, not your parents' name. All right. I know some of you may use your parents' email, but make sure over here you fill in your own name. Okay, and you have your own name, and then they ask you to submit your project to which competition. And for now, there's only one competition running, so you will only see one competition. You don't need to click anything. If in the case that they have multiple competition running at the same time, you will see multiple, and you can select the competition that you want to participate. But in our case, you don't need to click on anything, and it will show just this one competition, World Game Coding Competition 2024. All right, and you will see a screen on the left side, something like this, and you will have a age group assigned to you directly. Okay, because you enter the date of birth, so you don't need to worry about which age group. They will figure it out for you. And you click the register now. Click register now. After you click register now, and you will see a confirm page. This is also from before. And you can see a confirm page, and then you just come here and click confirm registration, and then you're done. And then you're done. You have your account, and you're registered for the competition. Okay, I suggest you, if you decided to participate, you should register as soon as possible. Okay, you don't have to complete your project right away, but you can register now. Okay, and the submit your project before the end of January. So the deadline is January 31st. January 31st. I usually recommend my students to submit their project one day before, because this is an international competition. So the different time zones, like different times. So it's really hard to say when is the actual deadline. And they probably proceed that in somewhere European countries, and they have their deadline set over there, which is different from ours. So I would suggest you to submit it one day before. Okay. And you will need to make sure you share your project from the scratch. Okay, if you have played with Scratch, you know that how to do it. There is a share button on each Scratch project, so make sure you share your project, because if you don't share your project, judges will not be able to see your project. All right. Okay, so once you finish your project, you can come to your account again, and you will see your account says you already registered, and they will give you a button as submit project, and you click on that button, and you copy paste the link to your Scratch project, right? You copy paste your link like this one. So after you click that, you will come to this page, and then over here says fill in the project link. So you copy paste your Scratch project link to here, and then click on the conform submission. That's how you submit your project. Okay. And you can come back and check your result after February 15, 2024. And I believe you will also receive an email of your competition result. But if not, then you can always come back to the account, to the IKCC website, to look at your competition result. Okay, and over here, as an example, after you log in, you can click on My Competition Result, and you will see all the competition that you have participated from before. And then they will show you the result as the score that you got, as the place that you win. If you win the first place, if you're not winning the first place, but maybe you're winning some outstanding things like special award, that's also possible. All right. And then you can try to you can find your result from here after you log in from My Competition Results. Okay. And before you start it, I will recommend you to look at the past winning projects. And you can find them from, there's a place to show the results, and there are see result, place like that. And inside those results, the first place, second place, and third place projects will give you a link. So everybody can go there and visit their project and take a look of their project. That will be a good reference for you so that you sort of understand, oh, this is the level of first place, this is the level of second place and third place. All right. And then the most important thing is, how can you come up with your own idea? What you're gonna do with your game, what kind of game that you're gonna create. This is the most difficult part. I feel like the writing the code is the simple part, but come up with an idea is the most difficult part. All right. So you will need to do some brainstorm and exercise, brain exercise. And a few tips over here is you can place some sticky notes, ask yourself about something. Okay, for example, what's your favorite place? Or what's your favorite thing? Or what's your special part that instead of sea that you can change? Oh, this one was from a before project. You can change old ocean and seas to plain. So you think about yourself. You ask question to yourself, a lot of questions regarding plane, like what's your favorite food when you ride a plane, or what's your memorable plane trip that you had, or what can you see when you sit in a plane, or kinds, all different kinds of things. All right. Or what does plane do, what can plane do? And to ask yourself questions to collect all kinds of hints, or ideas, and then put them together to see if you're able to come up with a, what I call it, mind map, to connect all those things together to see if that will help you to generate some ideas. Again, this one was from previous sessions, and at that time the topic was ocean. All right. So we're thinking about different topics. And you can do this similar exercise. Put all your answers from your questions, and look at create a mind map, and to see if that would give you some idea to create your game. Okay, and after you created the game or the idea, after you have the idea, and try to design some flow before you start coding. Okay, and you can say that, oh, I'm gonna show the first slide, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that, blah blah, and then I'm gonna see, oh, there's a condition. So if the user click yes button, I do something. If the user click no button, I do something else. Things like that. So draw a flow of your code, and then you can start your coding. All right, so that's pretty much everything about the International Kids Coding Competition. This is a really quick walkthrough so that you know the steps and you know how to register yourself for the competition. Again, this is not a coding course, so I'm not really teaching anything over here, just a few ideas and hints for you, and hopefully that will help you to go through the entire competition. So don't forget to register your competition now, and don't forget to submit your project by the end of January. And good luck to everybody. Thanks. Bye.